Go ahead and
And welcome to another Colin Crandall UFC breakdown. I'm here with my nephew, Trevor Carnes, and this time we're going to break down the big UFC 295 card tomorrow. I'm super excited about this. Let's go, and we're going to do four big fights and give you guys our thoughts and our predictions. Let's start out with Matt Frivola versus Benoit Saint Denis. Frivola is the older fighter at 33 years old. He's got 9 UFC fights, as opposed to the Frenchman Saint Denis, who has 5 fights. Both are on good win streaks. This is going to be a really good battle of two fighters that are both definitely on an upward trajectory, on the come up, as they say. And the odds makers are favoring Denis, but you know what? I'm going to go for the American Frivola. Matt's an amazing guy. He's got a lot of momentum going for him, and I think there's definitely value also on Frivola as the underdog. I think it's going to be a really close fight, but I'm going to go for the experienced veteran. I'm going to cheer for USA and go for the dog here, Matt Frivola. How about you, Trevor?
geez, I didn't even have. All right, let's see. Yeah, both of these guys have been looking really good.
Definitely.
I got I got Matt
You got Matt Frivola?
Favola, but I wouldn't bet much money on it because it's going to be really close, a really close fight.
Yeah, I agree because Saint Denis has been killing it. I mean, like when he beat Ismail Bonfim like that, and he's a beast, so for sure. But it's going to be a great fight. I agree. Next up is going to be the battle of the Brazilian women, Jessica Andrade, the woman they call the pile driver, going up against the Jiu-Jitsu world champion, Mackenzie Dern. Let's start with you on this one, Trevor. This is the
the
Jessica Andrade against Mackenzie Dern.
mhm. These are both tough and experienced women.
Yeah,
I
no
think
doubt.
Mackenzie is a fresh fighter,
The fresher fighter
and
of the two.
think she will win this one by submission. If she doesn't get knocked out in the first one.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Like I agree. Pretty much that's what it is. I'm going to go with Dern as well. Like she should get the submission, but it's also possible she gets knocked the F out by Andrade. So yeah, but I think we'll both go for Dern, but she's got to be really
Damn right.
careful here. I know you'd agree. All right. Well said, Trevor. Good prediction. We're together on that one. Next up, we have the co-main event. Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Pavlovich for the interim heavyweight title. We know that when the John Jones fight fell out, everyone was super disappointed, as I know both you and me were. But man, could they have gotten a better replacement fight? I don't think so. They had to, and you know, when the Jones versus Stipe fight fell off, they couldn't just bring in like a good fight to replace it. They had to bring a great fighter. People were going to be really pissed. Don't you agree? I'm sure you agree. Obviously, they had to bring in a really good
Yeah.
fight. Yeah. Anyway, these guys are finishers. Tom Aspinall has a 100% finish rate. If he wins, if he fights you and he wins, that means he stops you. If he loses, that's different. But normally he wins, and if he wins, you don't go the distance with him. Sergey
hmm
Pavlovich, the Russian destroyer, has an 83% finish rate. Out of his 18 wins, he's finished 15 of his opponents. Um, the odds makers are actually favoring Aspinall just slightly, which kind of surprises me. On paper, it looks like it would be Pavlovich because he's just been destroying absolutely everybody in insane fashion. But I really think Aspinall might surprise some people here for some strange reason. I'm feeling Aspinall does something that ends up giving him the advantage against Sergey. But I will say this one is going to be really close. It's going to be a war. I'm going with Aspinall, and I guarantee this one's going to be bloody. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And what's your prediction on this one? Sergey or Aspinall? What's your breakdown?
Hmm. I'm gonna have to go with Espinal.
Yeah, you're kidding me. I am sure that you told me just the other day that Sergey is a destroyer and that he comes in and destroys his opponents and that you don't see why it would be any different here. But I like that you're changing it up. And it's funny, but I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And I think sometimes I'm starting to think you do it on purpose. You tell me one thing and then for the broadcast you switch and that's okay. So you're with me on Aspinall, although I think we both know that Sergey has just been killing it. And I just, I think Aspinall may be the better athlete and he may be faster, but it's gonna be a great fight. I know we both agree. Anyway, let's
Mm-hmm.
move on. So
Yeah.
so we're together. So far, we're together on 3 out of 3. Let's see the fourth fight. Let's see if we can be together on all of them or not. So this one is gonna be the main event for the UFC vacant UFC light heavyweight title, the Brazilian Alex Pereira versus the man from the Czech Republic, Jiri Prochazka. You can go first, Trevor.
Wow. This one's gonna be sick, Colin.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm so excited about this one, man. Go ahead.
I had to think a lot about this one, but I think in the end, I'm gonna go for J
Jiri.
Jerry by knockout. I just think he's probably the stronger fighter, and he's really
Kind of like really unorthodox, really tricky.
unorthodox.
How do you think it
I
plays out?
think,
Go ahead.
yeah, I think he's gonna catch Alex with something before the final bell.
Yeah, I think so too. The guy's so crazy, unorthodox, and like really weird. His style is like this modern day samurai. I think Alex is the better overall kickboxer and is a little bit taller and longer, but Jiri is so damn unpredictable, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know what the crazy guy is going to do. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to go with you on that. I think it's going to be a really dangerous fight for both men. I think at times it's going to look really weird because Alex is such a traditional power punching kickboxer, and Jerry is so untraditional, so unorthodox, so kind of like really just crazy with his movement and stuff. So I think
Yeah.
I think at times the fight might look, not that exciting, but I think in the end, I just think Jerry is going to catch Alex with something to regain his
Mm-hmm.
light heavyweight championship belt by stoppage. I
Yeah.
like it. So since you changed that, maybe I'll stick in my favorite one here as well. There we go. Okay, good. Anyway, well, let's recap what we got here. On 4 fights, we are together on all 4, much to my surprise, because I was pretty confident you were going to go with Sergey, but you switched
Yeah.
it up on me. I love that. I love that you do that. So in the very first fight, Matt Frivola, the steamroller, the American, we got as the underdog against the red hot Frenchman, Benoit Saint Denis. We're both with Matt Frivola. Hope he wins it. Go USA.
Yeah.
Then in the next fight of the 2 Brazilian women, we both have Mackenzie Dern, but we also realize she could very well get knocked the F out.
Mm-hmm.
And if she can avoid that, then she probably wins this fight, probably by submission. Then we also are together. Tom Aspinall, slight favorite, but essentially a pick'em fight that we think somehow he's gonna find a weakness in the armor of that Russian destroyer, Sergei Pavlovich. We got Aspinall. And then finally, we both have Jiri Prochazka getting by the man they call Poetan, the Brazilian destroyer and Terminator, Alex Pereira. So it's just gonna be a great card. I'm super excited about this. Even without John Jones, I think when they brought in the Pavlovich and the Pavlovich Aspinall fight, to me, I'm just as excited about this card as I was when the Jones fight was on it. How about you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because they're great guys. And it's for the interim title, and so the winner Jones is going to be forced to fight the winner of this fight. So that's going
Yeah.
to be awesome. Anyway, Trevor, let people know how people can, how everyone can support you and find you on social media.
Oh yeah, you guys can find me everywhere on social media, on here on YouTube at Trevor Force Adventures and Mega Squad Trevor. And you also can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Twitter and Instagram, Mega Squad Trevor, and Facebook at Trevor Carnes.
Love it. You could also find me on Colin Squad Adventures and Mega Squad Colin. No. I got
Colin's trying to be like me now.
I was just gonna say I'd be copying you if I did that. No, but isn't this great? The background. We're over here. We're right in front of Area 51 with this secret toxic gases going on behind us. Mine looks like a little more green there than yours, but yeah, now you've got the green right there. We just pass it over to you. We got to hold our breath from this toxic gas here. Anyway,
yeah, it stinks.
Yeah. No, man, that toxic gas stinks. Anyway, so yeah, for me, you guys can find me on Twitter Spaces. I'm always trying to show love on Twitter. Also trying to jump on and do more stuff on Facebook. Not much on Instagram, but definitely starting to do some stuff on YouTube. Colin Crandall MMA at Colin Crandall 33 is where you can find me. I also do my show with my mate from England, Callum Sanderson, MMA from London to LA, and a ton of content over the past 7 years for MMA Power Hour, which was a show that got me at least somewhat well known as I am now, at least by a few thousand people, depending on when you counted last. Anyway, great stuff, Trevor. Can't wait to see these fights. There's going to be some banging. Do you think more of these fights are going to go to a decision on tomorrow night's card, or more of them are going to end by stoppage? Or do you think it's going to be like 50-50?
I think it's going to be 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. It's so hard to know. I mean, I think some of these heavier weight fights are going to end by stoppage. Like, I'd be surprised if Aspinall and Pavlovich go the distance, because they are literally going to beat the brakes off of each other.
Yeah, they're going to beat the shit out of each other.
They are. They really are. It's going to be a sick fight. And then also the main. Like, I have a feeling the co-main and the main don't go to a decision. I'll throw that out there now. How about you? Do you think they both don't go to the decision, or do you think one does and one doesn't?
Yeah.
Both don't go to decision. Right, because they're bigger guys. They're bigger guys. They're both killers. And it's interesting because you have two titles on the line. At the heavyweight fight, the co-main event, you have the interim title on the line. And then in the main event, you have the actual light heavyweight title on the line. Both fights, two title fights going 5 rounds each. Gonna be sick. Both of us are on Aspinall and on Jiri, so you got a parlay right there. But as I think Trevor said, wouldn't put much money on it because these fights are really pretty even, don't you think?
Yep.
But it's going to be great. Well, that's about it. And we will hope to see you guys soon. Enjoy the fights tomorrow. Always great working with my nephew here, Trevor Carnes. Great to see you, brother.
Yeah.
And keep up the great work. And we'll give you a quick call after. But for now, or actually, we can probably stay on here. But for now, we will call it the end. And appreciate all you guys. Enjoy the fights. Peace.
Yeah.